Ed Bradley quotes, "The harder you worked, the better your luck was." And I found that everything balanced out. Ed Bradley was one part of 60 Minutes. He was a journalist, he was a news reporter. He was a very dignified man. One of my favorites. I used to watch, 60 Minutes inspired me. I will tell you like this, and I always used to say Andy Rooney's was the pre-blogger. They were like news on TV, and they gave you a distinctive point of view. And there was nothing like watching 60 Minutes for me. It was like something that I grew up upon. I enjoyed. And then, of course, when I watched it, I always thought that he was one of the best to do it. I used to watch him and Harry Reasoner, and Wallace, Mike Wallace, and I mentioned Andy Rooney and Morley Saber. But when Ed Bradley came on, that was a cool thing. Ed Bradley was a very distinctive brother. He had a vibe about him. I still remember when he rocked that earring, and he was cool. The cat was cool. He did that interview with Michael Jackson that time when Michael had just been locked up. And he talked to Ed Bradley. Ed Bradley had Quincy Jones talked to him, was talking about Jill Scott's debut album. But he always said about hard work, and he always mentioned about luck. What do I think about those things? There's truth to it. Let me explain something. There has to be luck and fortune involved because everybody has a gift. It's just a matter of how you fine tune it, where it takes you, where you go. Everybody could be put in the same situation, and if everything was the stars were aligned, you could see it all coming as one. So, uh, it's a reality that it takes time with those things, but it's a matter of finding out who and where you are and what your place is on earth and what it means and matters. But everybody has a gift. It's just a matter of finding the totality to what you got, how it starts, how it's going to compartmentalize. So, you know, we all are always like in search of making sense of our purpose on earth and what we meant to be and, so forth. He mentioned that he never heard, hearing a voice on the radio. So part of his journey was to be a journalist. And he knew that he had a particular gift for doing that. So, and he was somebody that I admired and looked up to. I really enjoyed him, like I did Bernard Shaw and Max Robinson, especially black journalists and what have you. I know Robin Roberts. I have people that I respect and admire that I have seen. They had a very distinctive demeanor about them. They had a distinctive way that they approached the subject, and it's the quotes that they said that they had that pretty much took them to where they were. And you really are amazed when certain things that you see, because it's not always the individuals that you always assume that they're the ones, that they're people that really have gravitated towards what makes you feel whole. So um he was one of those ones that I definitely felt that I enjoyed what he had to say, and I respected him as a journalist. And so I remember his quotes about hard work and also having some luck come along the way, because it's all about balances. Things kind of fall in your place. You don't tend to think about it, but then when it happens, you have to be thankful and thoughtful, and that those things are there. So he definitely left a mark as a journalist and as a reporter, and he was very precise, intelligent, and dignified guy, and he's definitely been missed. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and please share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, and stay true. I'm at one time. Peace.